Buenas noches.
Hola a todos. Ya saben, la pregunta obligada. ¿Hay alguna duda? ¿Todo bien? ¿No hay ninguna duda? Bueno, conste, les sigo diciendo que me pregunten, pero no quieren. Ok, a ver. ¿Quién está de? Ahí, Raúl. ¿Hay alguien nuevo? Que esta sea su primera clase. Porque veo algunos nombres que no. Vieto, Denise. Iván, ¿tú también levantaste la mano?
Sí, profe, mi primera vez. Buenas noches.
Ok.
De mí también es mi primera noche, profe.
Muy bien, les explico rápido cómo es esto. No es exactamente. Hay un micrófono que está abierto. No es exactamente una clase, es un club de conversación. Es para que practiquen lo que están aprendiendo en Duolingo y en otros lados. Como les he dicho en otras ocasiones, va para todos, no solo para los nuevos. Si tienen alguna duda, pregúntenme, no importa que no sea exactamente una clase. No se queden con dudas, me pueden preguntar lo que sea.
Oye, Ricardo, yo es la primera vez que entro a la conversación. Ya hablo inglés, pero quisiera como perfeccionarlo con Duolingo, pero no me he metido a la aplicación, te soy bien sincero.
No te preocupes, en cualquier momento puedes empezar, ya no hay necesidad de poner ninguna clave. O sea,
En
ahora,
Duolingo es con la misma clave de Cuepa.
no, ya nada más, pues si no, si ya tienes una cuenta con un correo personal, síguete con esa, si vas a empezar, puedes usar la de la universidad, pero ya no te pide ninguna contraseña, es la versión básica.
Ah,
¿Va?
ok, ok. O sea, ¿no incluye algo especial en Duolingo?
No,
Ah,
no, ya
ok.
no.
Sí, ya lo he
Sí,
usado.
si ya lo tienes y tienes avance en tu cuenta, síguete con esa para que no tengas que empezar desde cero. ¿Va?
Ok.
Lo que sí te iba a preguntar, dices que ya hablas inglés, entonces, ¿qué nivel tienes?
No te lo sé decir, o sea, pero pues conversacional, yo pienso un 60, 70, o
Sí,
sea,
perfecto, porque mira, Duolingo, ya cuando estás más avanzado, no lo veo tan útil, la verdad.
no, ni
O
yo
sea,
tampoco, lo usé por curiosidad, por conocerlo, pero pues bueno, ya he trabajado en ventas en inglés y todo, no creo que tenga
sí, no,
problema.
no creo que sea funcional si ya eres conversacional. Lo que te recomiendo entonces es que durante la sesión, yo trato de hablarles todo en inglés, hago traducciones, de repente si algo no me entienden, pero pues practicar eso, hablar, los temas normalmente no los complico mucho, aunque a veces sí hemos hablado de temas un poco más que requieren como vocabulario más complejo, pero
Ok,
ahí vas viendo, ¿no? Casi siempre
venga,
son cosas de opinión, que es lo que me gusta para que todos participen. Pero de cualquier forma, Iván, cualquier duda que tengas, en cualquier momento me pueden interrumpir, ¿va?
gracias.
Muy bien, entonces, déjame ver. Rafael ya se conectó. ¿Alguno de los nuevos tiene otra duda? Entonces,
Yo, profe,
perdón, ¿quién?
yo.
Ah, Julio, adelante.
Sí, ¿cómo es la dinámica de la clase? Yo también es la primera vez, nos separan por grupos, ahí conversamos o cómo es.
Mira, normalmente divido la clase en dos partes. La primera hablamos de un tema, a veces les pongo actividades. Para que tengas una idea, los he puesto a leer guiones de películas. La semana pasada hicieron como un plan de marketing para un producto que se les ocurrió. ¿Qué otra cosa los he puesto a hacer? Básicamente lo que se me vaya ocurriendo que pueda funcionar para que tengan una conversación acá. Y luego, por ejemplo, lo del plan de marketing, eso sí lo hacen en sesiones separadas, 4 alumnos más o menos, a veces 5, para que trabajen entre ustedes, porque hay varios que todavía les cuesta un poquito hablar en público, todavía no se quitan como ese freno, entonces es más fácil en las sesiones separadas, que son menos, y también para que entre ustedes se ayuden. Eso siempre lo tengo como muy presente. Esa es más o menos la dinámica. A veces por ejemplo, lo que vamos a hacer hoy, una vez les explico, es, han estado pasando muchas cosas en el mundo, entonces lo que yo hago es que selecciono una noticia y podemos discutir o comentar, más bien, esa situación, ¿va? Si tienen cualquier duda, les repito, me pueden preguntar en cualquier momento. Bien, lo que vamos a hacer es esto. Como les decía, les voy a dar una noticia. Por favor, entren a esa liga. Se les puse en el chat. Y les voy a dar, ¿qué será? 3 minutos para que la lean. ¿Va? Normalmente son noticias cortas. Sí, esta es muy corta. Yo creo que 3 minutos, esta es más. Pero quiero que la lean. Vamos a comentarla. ¿Va? 3 minutos, por favor. Para los que son nuevos y que apenas están empezando, recuerden, pueden usar el traductor, no se vuelvan dependientes, pero lo pueden usar, el diccionario, lo que sea. Y lo que sí, traten de leerlo en inglés. Si su navegador está configurado para traducir, regrésenlo a inglés para que practiquen y las opiniones o las preguntas que les vaya a hacer me las tienen que responder en inglés, ¿va? Bien, ¿ya terminaron? Sí, no, tal vez. Rafael, bien. ¿Alguien que todavía esté leyendo? Julio, dime.
No, profe, todavía estoy leyendo, gracias.
Ok, les doy un minuto más. Dime, Roxana.
Ya mero, ya mero.
Sí, no se preocupen. Bien, en lo que terminen, alguien que ya haya terminado de leer y quiera empezar con lo que le voy a preguntar. No hay muchos voluntarios, entonces vamos a empezar a escoger víctimas. No quiero caer en los mismos de siempre, pero... Sara, ¿estás ahí?
I know.
Yes, you are.
Hi, everyone.
Sara, good night. Let's start easy with this. Okay, I want you to tell me what do you think about this article. Could be anything. Could be a short idea. It's up to you. Just tell me what you think.
Well, I think it's one of the priorities for the administration of the money in this period for the President Trump. So, well, Trump thinks that everyone's have to the same opinion for how do you say manejar? No manejar the drive, manejar
Handle.
el dinero.
To handle.
To hand
Handle.
the money of the United States. So Musk is not de acuerdo. Sí, it's correct.
Yes, it's correct. Accord significa más como acuerdo, pero de un acuerdo.
Ah, ok.
¿Sí? ¿Qué era exactamente lo que querías decir? ¿Cómo lo dirías en español?
Sí, que quiere que todos estén de acuerdo con su opinión.
Eso es agree.
Agree, ok.
Sería,
Yeah.
he wants everyone to agree with his opinion.
He wants to
Everyone
agree.
To agree. Yes, exactly.
To agree.
Yes, but Sarah, let me ask you something regarding this. I think that this is something that every government is doing right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I think the same, similar, por la austeridad. But I think that the two are empresarios. How do you say?
puede ser entrepreneurs, si quieres decir así.
And two are very intelligent, but I think that Musk is have more experience to create and to organize, have ideas more creative to is more ingenious for make with few money great things, great ideas. And Trump is an pioneer, but I think that it's another form very different, because I think he don't have valores or priorities. Well, I think, but no terminé de leer toda la noticia, pero me parece que ese es el tema, ¿no? Que Trump quiere verlo, que todos estén de acuerdo, y quien no esté de acuerdo se va, y entonces Musk decidió renunciar antes de él y lo llaman loco, ¿no? Por sus ideas locas. Pero me parece que ha dejado mucho más las ideas de Musk, aunque no sea el presidente. Me parece que es. Todavía no leo el final. But is that my opinion? Thank you so much.
Very good. Excellent, Sara. Thank you.
Thank you.
¿Alguien más? Puede ser su opinión, puede ser alguien respondiendo a lo que dijo Sara también. Miguel.
Thank teacher. Yo lo voy a hacer traductor. ¿Ok? Yeah. User dice Queens I, a lower, and for them in dog, a dog, like the trunks, the Bowser according to in each pure field. And a dozen what to say and picnic in each country sovereign those like un, brother, un broken Lawrence.
Miguel,
No sé si me salió.
¿puedes pegar el texto en el chat para que te corrija unas palabras?
Sí, teacher.
Ah, muy bien. Son algunas cosas para que sepas cómo se pronuncian, porque sí hay varias acá que estaban complicadas.
Que me,
Muy bien.
eh,
¿Alguien más? ¿Mientras? Ok, those dirty tricks. Mira, lo voy a leer, Miguel. Fíjate en la pronunciación de las palabras y ahorita tú lo
Sí.
vuelves a leer. Those dirty tricks that the law enforcement is doing, well, he doesn't like Atron because according to him, it's pure filth and he doesn't want to see a pixie in his campaign, so he doesn't like broken laws. Acá, por ejemplo, me dijiste que usaste el traductor. Entonces acá, esta palabra pixie, que significa posilga, o sea, sí está muy intenso, pero es poco común. Creo que sin dudarlo, creo que es la segunda o tercera vez en mi vida que veo esta palabra. Pero está bien, nada más fíjate en algunas palabras. Ajá.
Es que según ahí el texto dice que es una ley cochina, ¿no? Como una ley de desperdicio, no sé, algo así tienes que decir ahí que como chiquero, ¿no? Que es algo malo.
Sí, definitivamente. De hecho, es muy curioso que Musk esté diciendo esto después de ser el mejor amigo de Trump. Pero sí, bien, nada más lo que por ejemplo, las palabras que te digo, que te fijes la pronunciación: enforcement, campaign, unbroken.
Sí.
Algo que te recomiendo si vas a usar el traductor, cuando lo escribas, ponle reproducir el audio para que te fijes cómo se pronuncian las palabras y así te las vayas aprendiendo. Pero estuvo bastante bien. Muy bien,
Ok,
bien.
Gracias, thank you.
¿Alguien más? Do anyone have a comment on what I just said? That this is curious because Musk was like Trump's best friend during his campaign, and now he is doing this. A ver, 40 personas y nada más me hablan dos. Sí, yo sé.
Ricardo, I can give you my opinion because I didn't know nothing about Trump, about Musk in the last year, I think. So I didn't read anything before. I just heard something last week about the dollar, what Trump was going to do with the dollar and reset it and things like that. But I didn't know. And I'm just trying to understand what is happening with Musk. If Musk was working in White House, I didn't know. I just see him with Trump, but I didn't know anything. That's why I don't talk. But it's I think it's very scary what's happened in the United States, for Mexico and the rest of the world, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the correct word, scary. But not only what's happening in the US, in the entire world. I think, and maybe this is an idea that has been around for a long time in every generation, is that I believe that in this moment the world is experiencing a very bad situation in a lot of spheres. If we talk about economical, political, social, it's quite complicated right now. And another thing that I can talk about, or maybe I think we can talk about regarding this, is migration. This is something that has been affecting a lot of people lately, and we have 2 ongoing wars that are making a lot of people to displace. And obviously, when we have more severe laws against immigration like Trump's, and Europe is starting to fortify the borders in order to prevent these migrations, what's going to happen? Economically, we are in the bottom of the sea. It was evident after the pandemic, the entire world was going to experience a recession, and we are seeing results.
That's what
right
I feel.
now. Yeah, but again, in my very, very personal opinion, I don't have Elon Musk in a very high position. I highly dislike him, but he was Trump's best friend, and he is one of the most important business person in the world right now. And Trump had his full support, and now he is saying that something that he proposes is a disgusting abomination. This is a huge leap. But I don't know. Do you have anything to add there?
I don't know how to say amarillismo in English, but I think it's something of that, no? About the words must say to Trump. I don't think he act like.
No existe la palabra amarillismo, aunque el término viene de Estados Unidos, pero es como sensacionalismo. Carambas.
Sensacionalism.
Exacto. Es la palabra que es trabalenguas. Could be something like that. But after reading the article, I think that he is not very happy.
Yes, that's what I see. That situation makes me remember Mexico in 2014, I think, something like that. But United's huge, and we are below them. So I think it's going to affect us a lot in Mexico.
Yes, probably. The thing
not now, but maybe in 5 years, 4 years, maybe we have 5, 10 years to buy a house. So
yeah, it was easier to buy a house a couple of years ago, more than now. So we're going to have a very harsh economical week. Very good, excellent, Iván. Thank you. Raúl, ¿quieres leer el tuyo, por favor?
Sí, profe, sin problema. Dice, si me equivoco, profe, ¿me podría apoyar, por favor?
Sí, mira, léelo y ahorita revisamos las palabras que te fallen, ¿va?
Ok, está bien, profe, gracias. Dice, why let the figure of Trump often generates controversial perception is possible to, ¿cómo se dice? Accommodity, o ¿cómo se llama, profe?
Perdón, Raúl, ¿qué palabra dijiste?
Esta, profe, a ver, está media rara, pero...
Acknowledge.
Okay. Acknowledge that certain decision made during his administration have the proven effective intersection. On the other hand, placing a truck hacking to a robotic implant or the unconditional adoption of the technology like Tesla in the figure of Elon Musk could we send has the approach that requires more nuanced consideration.
Muy bien. Hubo algunas, pero estuvo bastante bien. Controversial. Acknowledge, que es la que me preguntaste. Execution, esa la dijiste bien. Hacking, esa también es una palabra un poco, ahorita se las explico. Unconditional. Y la otra que te falló fue nuanced. Todo lo más estuvo bastante bien. Muy bien, Raúl. Hacking es una forma de decir similar o parecido. ¿Usaste traductor acá?
No, profesor.
Ok.
What does nuance mean?
Nuanced, Iván.
Ajá.
Nuanced es como matizado. Matiz. Bueno, nuance es matiz y nuanced es matizado.
Ok.
Sí, acá son palabras que cuando las ponen en un texto, y se los digo que reviso tesis de doctorados y textos académicos, hay ciertas palabras que cuando ustedes las ponen en sus textos, inmediatamente lo suben de nivel. Nuance a mí me gusta mucho porque no siempre la veo bien aplicada.
Poco común.
Ajá, igual Aken.
O sea, que esto le daría el tono como una revisar más, una consideración más revisada, más,
Sí.
mejor dicha, por así decirlo, mejor hecha. Okay.
Sí. Ahora, algo que siempre les voy a recomendar es, independientemente del nivel de inglés que tengan, siempre busquen tener más vocabulario.
Sí.
Aprendan varias palabras nuevas al día. Eso para aprender un idioma es fundamental y les va a servir mucho precisamente para esto. Porque tendemos, eso obviamente lo estoy hablando en un contexto más laboral, más académico, hacer esto, porque en la vida diaria pues, es poco común que usemos estas palabras y también puede ser innecesario, pero siempre acuérdense que hay una palabra específica para nombrar algo, ¿sí? O sea, les ha pasado, no, pásame el DC, no caigan en eso. O sea, siempre hay una palabra específica para una situación. Los idiomas son ya complejos, entonces es imposible saberse todas las palabras, pero traten de aprender las más que puedan. Algo que a mí me sirve mucho cuando estoy aprendiendo un idioma es tener un diccionario de sinónimos. Eso siempre me ayudó. Cuando tengo algo que incluso en inglés, siempre tengo un diccionario de sinónimos cuando voy a escribir. Okay. Para buscar la palabra específica para lo que quiero decir. Muy bien. Rafael, adelante.
Ahora los niños de ahora usan mucho, bueno, mis hijas usan mucho para referirse a cualquier cosa que no saben o no se acuerdan cómo se llama, hacen como que o dicen de thingy. Y es como que algo que está ahorita con los niños, porque tengo una de 10 y una de 14 y las dos hablan exactamente igual. Y siempre cuando se refieren a algo que no se acuerdan cómo se llama o qué es, nada más hacen como que de thingy. Y it's annoying, but that's just how it is. But in regards of the news that we were reading, there's a lot of things that are saying. They were saying that Elon only had a contract for the first 120 days, and that was the reason why he left. So some Republicans are just saying that that's the real reason why he's not with the government anymore. Not that they got into a disagreement with Trump, but everybody can say whatever they want to say. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, but it's one of those things. Ones think that he left because he didn't agree with him, and Republicans are saying that he left because his contract was done, and he needed to go back and work with Tesla because, he just had to go back to work, and he wasn't getting paid working for the government. He was just doing it just to help out with the country. But they're both crazy, if you ask me. I don't like one or the other.
Yeah, that would be like a very good conclusion to this topic. They're both crazy. But I don't know. I know a lot of people that say that Elon Musk is like the most important genius in the 21st century. I highly disagree. I think that he's more, he likes to compare himself with Nikola Tesla, obviously. But I think he's more like an Edison guy. He's just getting thingies.
Maybe he was able to like Bill Gates with Microsoft. He was able to, in some of their programs, they just bought him off of somebody else because they had the money, and then they got the patent, and now they're like claiming it's theirs, but in reality they just had the money to buy it from whoever invented it, and that's how they were able to put their name on it. That doesn't mean they're geniuses, and I totally agree with you. And in regards of Hilario's text, I've been in the U.S. for 28 years, this is the first time I actually see that word Aiken, and if it really is in his vocabulary, it's great. But it's so random. Like I've been here all my life, and I don't, I didn't. I think this is for real. This is like the first time I actually see the word.
Sí, de hecho, es una de las, es lo que le decía, ¿no? A veces, hubo una, no necesariamente la de, Miguel, tú habías puesto una, la Pixie, es en serio, o sea, creo que es la segunda o tercera vez en mi vida que la veo, es el asunto del traductor, les repito, está bien usarlo, pero revisen lo que están escribiendo. Imagínense, porque esto es una situación real, pero quiero que ustedes se la imaginen, que usan el traductor para una solicitud de empleo y les pone palabras de este nivel. Hay que tener cuidado con eso. Pero, Sara, a ver. Irma, mira, ¿te parece esto que me preguntas, bueno, lo que comentas más bien, las abreviaturas o las contracciones son diferentes, pero si tienes duda de eso, o bueno, vamos a hacerlo más democrático, de todas formas te lo voy a explicar, pero ¿alguien más tiene dudas de cómo se forman esas contracciones? Como en lugar de decir do not, decir don't, en lugar de cannot, can't. Si tienen dudas, levanten la mano. ¿Nadie tiene dudas de eso? Ok. Porque eso se los podría explicar rápido, pero sí me gustaría explicarlo al principio de la clase. Entonces, Irma, si es eso, para que le dediquemos el tiempo necesario, el jueves, recuérdame, cuando les pregunto si tienen dudas, recuérdame y se los explico, ¿va? Para que no lo tenga que cortar ahorita. Bien, bueno, Gladys e Irma son las que dicen. Almost own Mars, they both have companies that Texas would support if only more ingenious Musk. What do you mean with that? With more ingenious Musk, Sarah?
Well, I think Trump is a president of the United States and have a very few companies for the construction, but Elon Musk have an empire of, for example, SpaceX, and have the project for Mars. Incluso este año, me parece, empezaba la conquista de la primera colonia de Marte. A eso me refiero. So los dos son empresarios, solo uno es presidente, but Max is more ingenious because have more experience for how do you say to handle the money for the administration, includes tax, of course, but the thanks of the administration les van a apoyar a ambos. Obviamente de los impuestos ambos ganarían para sus diferentes empresas. Por eso pienso que es esta discusión.
Actually, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Obviously, at least now, I think that no one is in charge of a country. You can name a president or prime minister, whatever you want. But I don't think that no one is doing this up to help people. Everyone is doing this because it's a very good business. So if you're going to conduct a good business, you need good businessmen around you.
Of course.
To maintain the situation. And Elon Musk, being the owner of a lot of companies, has to be a very good addition to Trump's support group. The thing is that, he's trying to colonize Mars and things like that, and he has a lot of projects. I'm not that informed on this topic, to be honest, but I know that he is creating a lot of enterprises that are losing money in order to keep getting like financing to continue these projects, because it's more lucrative doing this than having successful projects. As I said, I'm not well informed about this, but I've read a number of things saying this, telling this situation. And yes, just sort of in conclusion, if you join forces with Trump, that it's an entrepreneur, it's a businessman. Uh, I don't know. Probably there's going to be a lot of big interests here. Very good. Noe, you have been very quiet. Why is that?
Hi, teacher. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm working right now, so I'm not able to open my camera. Sorry. And I don't know if it's my English today or because I didn't understand very well the news. And well, I don't like to talk about politics things because I don't know a lot. So I cannot uh, talk about my opinion about that. I only know that both of them are crazy. Only that.
Well, no, maybe it's the news is redacted in a way that can be complex because it could be contradictory at some point. Give me a second, because let's
Let-
start only with
let's
this. Hmm?
let's talk about Mars and the Anunnakis and the pure civilization in Mars.
No.
I'm kidding.
I think that that's going to be the ultimate explanation for a lot of things politicians are doing lately. The well, we have to remember that everyone in the government or high places are reptilians, according to some people. This this is something that I think it's quite interesting about this news. Musk, who had previously found campaign challenges against any Republican that votes against Trump agenda, added a political warning in another post. In November next year, we fire all politicians who betray the American people, he wrote. Let's change the topic a little bit, not to what Elon Musk tries to do with this tax, well, his opinion about taxes, but this, we fire all politicians who betray the American people. What do you think? Does it ring a bell? I'm not going to talk about Mexican politics because we're going to end up very badly, but Rafael, yes.
It's Mexico all over again. Well, it's just honestly, it's just a war between the Republicans and the Democrats because they're the two biggest parties, and the Republicans don't like how the Democrats run the country. They think they give everything away. They open the borders. They give people that were coming across the border. Some claim that they got a phone and they got a debit card with like $2,000-3,000 of taxpayers people money, and they were so against it. So there's, like I said, there's just it's all political at the end of the day, and it's all about money. They're claiming they're trying to save the money for the people, that we were gonna see a big change as soon as Trump got elected, that the gas prices were gonna go really low, and it's completely the opposite. I mean, nothing's really gone down from when he took the presidency. It's just the same or worse, to be honest with you. But it's everybody's belief that the politicians are the ones stealing from the country. But it's everybody that can get their hands on money. When you're dealing with money, it's really complicated to keep honesty, and running anything that has to do with money, in my opinion.
But that's a very interesting point that you are saying there, Rafael. But I have a question, and this is like in a more personal way. I know that every politician is stealing money, or at least the ones I can see. But why or for what do you think they're stealing that much money? I've heard about Mexican governors that have still so much money that it's impossible for them to spend that amount in 3 or 4 lifetimes. What's what's the motivation?
They just want more and more. And it's not like they can finish whatever they steal from the country. Just like Carlos Salinas de Gortari, when he left the country, it was a disaster. And for what? I mean, it's not like he's gonna die and take the money with him. It's just, I think it's just stupidity. They get more than what they really need when you should have just what you need. I mean, if you have more, great. If not, at least have what you need and be able to get what you want at the same time.
What would be the right amount of money that you would need? Just make a guess. How much money would you need?
See, I can speak for myself. My lifestyle is not crazy. I have a car payment. I have a mortgage. I have a bunch of other bills. But at the end of the day, if I can make, I don't know, $6,000 a month, I think for me that's really all I really need and I care. If you make more, great. You can stash it, save it, and once you get older, you'll use it if you don't have any retirement plans. But I think here in the U.S., if you can come in with like $10,000 a month, you're part of the middle class. You can have a house. You can take care of your kids. You can have health insurance, and it's not a whole lot. I mean, it's not like you're trying to make $30,000 a month or $100,000 a month. There's people that make way more than that. But I think that if somehow, because even with the new president, the salaries are still pretty much the same. People are pulling $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month. I think the poverty level is $50,000 in Orange County, which is where I live, or 55,000. If you make less than that, you're poor. You got to make a little more than that so you can, be okay. And if you want to be a part of the middle class, you got to make 100,000 plus. So it really comes down to really what everybody as an individual needs. And I don't think you need a whole lot, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that as long as you can have enough for the basics and a little more just for a rainy day, that's probably all you really need. You don't have to have everything in this world because it's never going to be enough. If you have more, you're going to want more, and then you're going to want more, and then more and more. So I think there's going to be a breaking point. It's like, you know what? If I can make this much money a month, I'll be happy. But that's just what I think.
You mentioned $4,000 a month, right?
That's kind of like the average salary of what people makes here in the U.S. a month.
Obviously, we are talking about life costs in the U.S. are way higher than in Mexico. But how many of us here in Mexico would say that 80,000 pesos a month is a low salary or average salary? It's incredible. Obviously, like I said, the cost of living in the U.S. and Europe too are way higher than in Mexico. But
Well, see, here in Orange County, which is where I live and I grew up, an apartment, like a one-bedroom apartment, it's no less than $2,000 a month. Just apartment, okay? Then if you need a vehicle to commute, to go to work and run your errands, you're looking at another $400 for a car payment. Your car insurance, $200. So that's $2,600 out of $4,000. It leaves you $1,600 food, for healthcare, for clothing, for all the basic stuff. And if you have a cell phone, it's another $100. So then it's $2,700 out of 4,000. So at the end of the day, you gotta get together with other families so you can rent an apartment and then pay less on the rent, so you can have more to be able to survive and pay the rest of the basics that you will need. So it's not a whole lot, because you'll make it here, you'll spend it here, so it goes like quick.
Yeah, when you said $2,000 for rent, that's correct.
That's for a 1-bedroom apartment. Now, if you
40,000 pesos, more or less. With that, you can rent a huge house. Obviously, not in Mexico City, because in Mexico City they are renting the cupboard where Harry Potter used to live for like 1,500. It's ridiculous, but yeah, it's a whole world of difference. And obviously, salaries in Mexico are way lower. It doesn't matter that the costs are lower, salaries are lower too. Noé, así como ganan, así gastan. But in what? In what could you spend that ridiculous amount of money? Even having a private jet, you're not going to spend it.
I think they got the money not for their salary. They got the money because they have access to different kind of resources, like borrow money from banks, and they can adjudicate lands or get lands, making transactions. Then they build it and sell it and make money. So they have money because they have the resources, being politicians, but not because they get by institutional salary. I think it's for the access they get when they are in the power.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, they're not getting those high salaries. Sometimes I've seen politicians do business aside the government. Obviously, when you put, I don't know, in some other countries, but here, probably you know this, public works and things like building bridges, highways, are put up to contest, to a competition, so the government can choose the best offer, best cost benefit. But obviously, there's a lot of pieces of cake missing in those transactions. Rafael, yes, and then no.
So a funny story. I moved here in '96. I was 15 years old when I moved into the U.S. And prior to that, I was dating a girl in junior high. I think it was first year of junior high. And her dad was actually a politician. And I was maybe 13 years old. So telling you how they spend their money was like private school for her, because we attended private school. And then he would come get us in, brand new cars every month. And we would just hang out, go drinking, and he would just like spend the money like there's no tomorrow, because there was a lot more coming from where he was getting what he was spending. And then he had like liquor stores. He had a bunch of different things that he was funding through government money. And that was my experience in Mexico. Once I got here, politicians here are way, way, way up, high. You can't touch them. They're just way out there. They're nothing like in Mexico.
Yeah. Politicians are the new royalty. Like you said, they're untouchable. You cannot do anything against them. Déjenme ver qué está pasando en el chat. ¿Por qué no comentan esto? Está interesante.
Está Luz y no comentado. Sandra no creo que esté.
No, Sandra.
Noé, pues no le gusta la política, así que no se mete. Es como la religión.
Sí, es cierto. Luz, no te había visto, ¿eh?
Hi, everybody. Good night. How are you? I hope that you have a great day. Well, what I can say, maybe it's true that Rafael said right now. You spend a lot of in a rent or listening in a house here. You pay a lot of food only to have only the simple things, is not to be so too expensive to eat a food. That you understand that most of the people is eating fast food here because it's more cheaper than if you want to do a sandwich. For example, if you want to do a sandwich in your house, it's more easy and you don't spend so much money if you go to one store that you do that in your house. So right now, I think that maybe with Musk, I can say that when you are a public person, a billionaire person, I think that you need to take care of your company. In this case, Musk, I think that he was thinking about other plan that he can have access to the private information of the people here, and he can do something, and the government can pay for some work. But I think that right now, Musk, I think that it's like the teacher say right now, he's losing he's lost a lot of money. The people don't want to have a Tesla right now. The people that buy a Tesla, sometimes they put in they don't want to have a Tesla right now. So I thinking about that right now is not the United States. I just say is that everywhere in all parts of the world there are happen a lot of things that I think that we need to take care, but we don't need to spend a lot of money right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of micro expenses that are going to really cost you at the end of the month, like you said. And yes, I think if we look at the bigger picture, it's not as linear as we could expect. The thing here is that combining your opinion with Rafael's, I think it's the way politicians are behaving are relentless. And probably, I don't know if I know that maybe some of you have some knowledge about what happened with the governor elected for Puebla a couple of years ago. Then she died in a helicopter crash. Her husband was the previous governor, and they accumulate a fortune, a massive fortune. And where's all that money? I believe, I know this is a little bit conspirational, but I think that they are living in Europe like kings. But well, yes, Luz.
Well, I understand that Trump is like you say, the politics in Mexico. I believe that there is politics and they only take care of the company. We understand that Trump was on bankrupt 3 times, the companies, and he do that, for example, but he don't want to pay a taxes. So he, how do you say recuperarse? Recover?
To recover.
To recover the companies. And it's like that. He only, he's doing her personal business. And it's the same example that you say. There are other politics on Veracruz, I say, that is Duarte, if I remember very well. For example, ex-wife, I understand, she's living with her son on London right now. So where is the money? How you can spend the money living a lot of years on London? There is the money.
Yeah, in London, you are going to spend your money way quicker than in any other country. In another city, London and Paris has to be the most expensive cities I've ever been to. But yes, okay, let's see. Miguel, adelante.
Teacher, it's difficult to talk about taxes, but it not depend of the situation, but depend of the economy. If why is the reason that most call about this from Trump, no? Uh, for example, who was well, the Ugalde in Veracruz, robbed a lot of money, and then spend the money in another country. If the Mexican people recognize this situation, but Ugalde maybe will be the spend the money in Mexico, no?
You are from Veracruz, Miguel?
Yes, teacher.
Have you people from Veracruz have already forgave Yunes?
Yes, Yunes and Duarte, no? It's the same. It's the same. Like the owner of the Veracruz Tiburones.
Yes, yes. I remember that Yunes is was not able to go out in public because people were so aggressive towards him. I don't know if that's still the case, but I know that he was treated like a traitor after a lot of things. Yeah, and I forgot about Duarte. He's quite a very good example of
Yes,
how.
is familiar to the Monterrey governor, no?
Yeah, it's I don't know. Talking about these topics it gives me a very mixed sensation. I want to talk more about this, but at the same time, I feel so disappointed at Mexican politics. But well, very good. Thank you, Miguel. Sarah, Empire State in pause. British should be success if they agree. It should be the country. Obviously, the other countries have not seen either. Mars is already another country. 10 years ago, they sent people, and this year is supposed to be the first colony. Yes, that's something to be taken into consideration. Other planets could be considered not countries but colonies, don't you think?
Yeah, that's right.
Imagine that they discover like a new, if they have not already discovered a new energy source, and if this is a colony just back to the 17 16 and 17, that's going to be the case. $200 million of donation, more money in tax money, politicians. Obviously, the way political campaigns are held in the United States is all about donations. So I think that's not the best option, because obviously, if you are helping someone to get into power, you're going to expect something in return when these people get the power.
So I recommend you guys, I'm sorry for what you say about colonies in different planets. I recommend you the movie from Anunnaki movie. It's so good because explain you the beginning of the humanity. So it's very interesting. Maybe it's a fiction or not, whatever, but it's very interesting. Maybe there's already life in Mars or something like that. For if you want to see the movie, it's in YouTube maybe.
I have not seen that one, but definitely will check that out. Very good. Thank you, Ivan.
You're welcome.
Teacher, I will recommend that in the future class, maybe we could be talk about situation in some country, not only in USA, or maybe in Spain or Portugal or China. I don't know.
Sorry, Miguel, I lost you in the last part. Could you repeat, please?
Okay, could we talk about other country, maybe Portugal or Spain, Salvador, no?
That's a huge gap. We can make a comparison if you want. For now, one thing that I'm reading about a lot lately is that most propaganda from the Western countries about China is completely without foundation. Normally they try to say that Chinese people live in poverty or things like that. But they are living the future, obviously not the whole country, but it's amazing.
For example, Costa Rica is considered the most important country about cleaner. Okay, this is the most important for around the world. Could we talk about Costa Rica in the next class?
I have a couple of friends from Costa Rica, and they are, yes, it's a very different country from the rest of Latin America, definitely. Yeah, we can do that. We can talk about a lot of things about countries next class. If you want, Miguel, you can remind me. We can go with that. It's interesting. Very good, Luz.
Yes, teacher. I remember one movie about this politics things, and you can you can see in your free time. I recommend to everybody that maybe you can watch a movie on Netflix that the name is White Tiger or Tigre Blanco, and it's something like that. It's something that the billionaire people. It's something about the normal people, or what you need to do to get out of your zone. You know what I mean? I don't want to say all the story because it's easy, but it's a good movie about this. It's about the same that we are talking about.
Very good. That sounds interesting too. Excellent. I'll take that into consideration for what I'm going to watch next tonight. Very good. Thank you, Luz. Rafael?
I'm going to watch The White Tiger tonight, Luz. And I was just curious, what happened on Sunday? I just said, no se les olvide votar. Because, we got to vote every single class, not just Sundays.
Sorry, Rafael. I was a reminder that you need to vote on Mexico City this the past Sunday. So I think that you are talking about that because we are talking about the politics thing. Sorry.
I'm gonna book my flight so I can go vote this weekend.
It was 2 days ago, Rafael.
Oh, I missed it. I got it.
Yeah.
Never mind. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I don't want to start on that topic because probably some of you are going to hate me if I continue talking about that. Very good. Pablo, yes, just to finish. Pablo, adelante.
Sí, hola, buenas noches. ¿Me escucha usted?
Sí, ya te escucho.
Ya, mira, es primera clase que yo ingreso, entonces quería hacerte una consulta puntual. Yo estoy comenzando de cero a escuchar el Duolingo, que es el software, el app. Entonces, claro, ingresado, ustedes hablan en inglés y no les entiendo nada, ¿no? Porque es algo nuevo para mí. Entonces, la consulta concreta es lo que hay, en caso concreto hay que seguir nada más llevando a cabo el procedimiento que se da esta app de Duolingo y de repente meterse acá a escuchar lo que ustedes hablan, ¿no? Porque no se les entiende nada, bueno, porque uno no conoce, ¿no?
Sí, mira, la idea es que si estás empezando desde cero, obviamente empieces con Duolingo para agarrar más vocabulario. Les repito algo que les comentaba al principio de la clase. Si hay algo que no me entiendan, obviamente la idea es que es un club de conversación y la idea es que hablemos la mayor parte del tiempo en inglés, Pero si hay algo que no entiendan, pregúntenme, o si, como comentaba en el chat, si quieren dar alguna opinión y no tienen todas las palabras, díganme y los ayudo a escribirla. La idea es que se familiaricen con el idioma y que empiecen a participar. Duolingo solo no les va a servir, tienen que practicarlo, ¿va? Pero cualquier duda, si no saben cómo se dice algo, si necesitan que les explique algo sobre un tema en específico, también lo podemos hacer, ¿va? No es la idea de la sesión, pero sí me gusta tomarme un momento para explicarles cosas que pueden servirle tanto a los nuevos como a los que ya están avanzados, ¿va?
Perfecto, muchas gracias a usted entonces por haberme aclarado porque no entendía. Muy amable usted.
Muy bien, no hay de qué. Bien, vamos a dejarlo hasta acá. ¿Entender algo? ¿A qué te refieres, Vieto? ¿Entender algo de lo que estamos hablando o tienes alguna duda?
Lo que me refiero, profe, es que en el inglés hay algo que yo nunca lo he tomado en cuenta. Es que le he preguntado, o sea, la pregunta es que, ¿cuál es la diferencia entre el uso de each y every?
Each y every. De hecho, each es cada y every es todo. Pero normalmente van a funcionar como adverbios. Entonces, si tú dices each one, es cada uno. Each person, cada persona. Pero si yo digo every, es todo. Every person, toda persona, o todos, lo diríamos en español así. Everyone, todos también. Every time, cada vez. Ahí la traducción en español puede ser un poco confusa, pero every es siempre, o todos, va a ser como algo grande. Y cuando usamos each, es para referirse a algo más específico.
Ah, ok, gracias, profe. Ya lo
Si te
entendí.
quedan dudas todavía, para los nuevos también que no habían pasado por eso, al principio de la clase yo siempre les pregunto si hay dudas. Algo que quieran consultarme, díganme y yo me tomo un rato para explicarles todo eso, ¿va? Ahorita ya quedamos con lo de las contracciones que decía Irma, también Gladys dijo que quería ver eso, entonces recuerden en la siguiente clase, ¿va? Erika, adelante. Erika. Bien, creo que ya, bueno, ya nos pasamos 10 minutos, perdón. Nos vemos el jueves. Sí, ya tengo otra actividad para que se diviertan. Pero recuerden, apunten dudas, capturen la pantalla si tienen dudas de Duolingo y lo revisamos, ¿va? Cuídense mucho, que tengan excelente noche, que estén muy bien. Nos vemos el jueves.
Gracias.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye, bye, bye.
Quiero aprender harto con usted.
Thank you.
Hola. Quedan varios, creo.